Hi there, I'm Budda and you're watching Dr. Guitar, a show for all you guitarists out there. In today's episode, I'm showing you the process of upgrading my Studio Pedalboard. First of all, let me thank my dear patrons for supporting the show, and if you want to become a patron, just go to the link. It's super simple. And you'll be getting access to free video lessons every week, a free backing track every month, and early access to the episodes, and of course my huge thank you. If you're interested in having guitar lessons or vocal lessons with me, just send me an email or a direct message via Instagram or Facebook and we'll deal with it from there. And please visit my reverb.com store where I have some of the gear I review here in the show but I can't afford to keep. Let's go! I've been using this pedal board for the majority of the episodes. I have all the effects that I really love here and that I'm not using live, so some are duplicate, but this really works great for my studio work. So whenever I'm recording a song or whenever I'm doing studio work, I always have this board here to allow me to use a lot of different stuff. But now I got the Carl Martin Octaswitch and a lot of other goodies that I want to upgrade the board. I'm feeling that I have some signal loss with going through this much pedals. So hear it, clean, no pedal on, just going straight to the trusty Lone Star. Let's go straight to the amp. So as you can hear, I'm losing a little bit of the high end. I could compensate with cabling, but I think I'm also losing feeling. So I'll be upgrading the board with some special goodies, being the first one, the Carl Martin Octaswitch. This is a switch board, so I'm plugging in the pedals to the loops, so I can take all the pedals off if I want or if I need, and I can preset memory banks, or I can leave the pedals to be turned on and off manually, so I go to the instant access. So this will allow me to play directly to the amp or to just engage the pedal I'm using, so it will save my tone for sure. And it's exactly a great fit here. But I'm having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pedals, and this only has, well, only is not the word, but this has 8 loops. So what I'll be doing is I'll be organizing the loops in sections. I've planned it ahead, and I'll be having loop number 1 will be my fuzz section, loop number 2 will be my overdrives, loop number 3 will be my super ego, loop number 4 will be my modulation effects, loop number 5 will be my boost section, loop number 6, the delay llama on its own, loop number 7, the surfy bear reverb, and loop number 8, the M9. So that's super simple. And this is the first upgrade. Walrus Audio was kind enough to send me this incredible power supply, super powerful. So this will be my second upgrade. I'll be upgrading from the Harley Benton power supply I have underneath the pedal board for this power supply. This will enable me to have one sturdy cable going out instead of having the transformer that I now have. And let's check if this also changed the tone. My third upgrade will be cabling. Evidence Audio sent me a pack of great cables. So solderless cables, really great. What I love about this cable is, what I love about Evidence Audio cabling is that you can really twist and they stay in place. So you can make it straight or going up or like a nail or something, they will keep the shape. And it's really easy to assemble. You don't need to solder, although I learned how to solder on this quarantine. But it's really a great cable. The plugs are really small. And my last upgrade, it's the Electro-Harmonix control knob. This is not a sponsored pedal, so Electro-Harmonix has nothing to do with it. But it's really cool because it's kind of an expression pedal that will allow me to have 2 presets on the M9. So I have like usually a wetter and a drier tone, like for example quieter delay or reverb, or I'm not using reverb at the moment, but quieter reverb, quieter delay on the expression 1, and more pronounced delay mix on the expression 2. Or for example, for the Leslie, I will have quiet Leslie or slow Leslie or fast Leslie. You'll see it, and it's a really cool addition, really small, really great. So let's move on to the pedalboard update. So let me guide you on the process of how to build one cable. I'll not bother you with watching all the cabling build because it's boring to watch, but I'll show you how you do it. So you need a stripper like this, and you'll need the plugs, of course. I'll show you one end. The other ends are the same. So you just unscrew this, so 2 pieces. Now we'll have to peel off just a little. In this case, the red or burgundy stuff off. Okay. Now you're left with the braiding, which is the ground. You have to strip the black part off. It comes off really simply. Yeah, that's it. So now I think I'll have to peel it off a little more. So using it carefully not to cut the braiding, and you get all this outside part, you twist it together like this. Okay, peel off the black part, and that's it. First part's done. Now let's peel off the white part so we can expose the cable. Okay, like this. Let me strip the black part a little more. Now we just insert the cable here, and you can like twist it around so it has a good connection, because this will touch the outside and will give you ground connection. You now just have to push it in, and then you twist it so it screws to the cable, and you have a strong connection. Okay, now you bend it to screw it, and that's it. It's impossible to be simpler. Let's build a pedalboard. Okay, so here I am putting the pedalboard tape on the Cal Martin. I prefer the pedalboard tape to normal Velcro because it doesn't stick to all the dustiness. Now I have to remove all the pedals from the pedalboard and all the cabling, and it's a lot of cabling. I have to find a place for the Walrus Audio power supply, and I'll probably have to remove that. Yeah, I have to remove this. Done. I adjusted the strip on the pedal board. That's one of the advantages of this Harley Benton pedal board. You can adjust the position of every strip of the pedal board, so you can adjust it to the length of your pedals. Great advantage of having the Carl Martin Octaswitch, and I'll be setting it here, is that I can have my pedals in different order. So I'll have it sitting here closer to the side and barely hitting this. Yeah, this is perfect. So we'll be here on the down row. Now, the greatest thing is that I can place my pedals wherever I want them to be, because they don't need to be in order. I'm able to turn them on and off. So I can have, like, on my loop 1, I will have my fuzzes, but I can have like this fuzz here and this here. It doesn't matter, because they will all be coming to the loop 1. I will leave the pedals I need to turn on and off, like the M9, for example, or the Super Ego. I will leave them really close to where my foot is. So, for example, the Super Ego will be here, because then I can use it. I need to press it. I can use it whenever I want. I don't need to go over here to press it. Also, the M9 is my loop, and I have to switch all of the effects. So I would love to have it closed, but I'll be having the tuner and the Dip 6 as a standalone. So they will be my first pedals. I will plug my guitar into here. So this will kind of be like this for the moment. Guitar comes here, and this I will be turning on and off whenever I want. So it will be not be coming to the Carl Martin, it will be coming here, here, and then to the input of the Carl Martin. Then probably for the sake of it, I will leave the line 6 M9, I will leave it here. Okay, and then I can have all my pedals wherever I want them, like the Spring Reverb can be around here and really. But for cable length and simplicity, I will try to keep pedals that I'm turning on and off close. But I can fit them wherever they fit. For example, this is the fuzz, and they will be sharing loop number 1. Jive and EB10 are my boost section. Okay, so I've just laid it all out. I've figured out a way of being able to put all the pedals here. I was kind of afraid I would have to lose some, or probably trade the delay llama for a smaller delay pedal. But I figured out a way of I managed to put all the pedals in. As I told you, I don't need the pedals to be in the proper order, because I can have them going to the loops. I just want to have pedals that are in the same loop close together, because then I just have a small patch cable tying them together. So now it's time to do all the patchwork. I already have some Evidence Audio cables pre-made that I had on my Pedal Train Junior pedal board, so a smaller pedal board. So I'll use them here too, to complement all the pedals that I had, all the cables that I need, because you see I'm missing a few cables here. Let's patch the cables, and I'll fast forward because this is boring as hell. So I'm using the plugs to make sure the pedals fit the pedal board. I'm using them as distance markers. I'll need access to the M9, so I'll probably move it up because I need access to all the pedals. I'm not sure if the retro vibe here will allow me to get to the first pedal on the down left corner. I'm using the plugs to check if the pedals go in, and they don't go. So it's kind of a Tetris game, making the pedals fit the pedal board. Now I have no place to put the gem pedals delay on. And I love this delay. I don't want to leave it out. I'm not sure where I will fit it. I'll probably have to take off the EB10 and not use the EB10, but I love it. It's a hard decision to make. I'll have to rearrange it all. So I think I can fit the delay llama here. I'll probably lose the tuner because the M9 has a tuner, a built-in tuner. It's not the greatest tuner in the world. I'm using the plugs as measures, as I told you, so I'm sure they definitely fit. Experimentation is the key to make it work, because it's a lot of pedals to fit in. I'm almost getting to a solution. Now I'm missing the delay llama again, and I want to have this pedal in the board. It's one of my favorite delays ever. But the EB10 is great for the studio work because it can tailor any guitar sound. Okay, I moved the Super Trem. I'll probably use it on top of the Surfy Bear. So I'm using more space. Now I'm cutting the pedalboard tape to fit the control knob by Electro Harmonics and put it on top of the M9. That was my plan from start. Now I'm cutting pedalboard tape for the Surfy Bear trim, the Surf Industries trim, to put it on top of the Surfy Bear reverb. I don't need to access the reverb on and off switch because it's on a separate looper. Okay, so I've just laid it all out. I've figured out a way of being able to put all the pedals here. I was kind of afraid I would have to lose some, or probably trade the delay llama for a smaller delay pedal, but I figured out a way of I managed to put all the pedals in. As I told you, I don't need the pedals to be in the proper order because I can have them go into the loops. I just want to have pedals that are in the same loop close together, because then I just have a small patch cable tying them together. So now it's time to do all the patchwork. I already have some Evidence Audio cables pre-made that I had on my Pedal Train Junior pedal board, so a smaller pedal board. So I'll use them here to complement all the pedals that I had, all the cables that I need, because you see I'm missing a few cables here. Let's patch the cables. So I'm putting painter's tape on the loops so I can name the loops and remember what is on each loop so I don't make any mistakes. As you can see, fuzz, Super Eagle Beyond 3, modulation on 4, and the boost section on 5, delay llama on 6, the reverb, Surfy Bear reverb on 7, and the M9 on 8. I'm using cables I already have, so I'm selecting the ones that fit the length and choosing where they go. This takes a long, long time because I want to plan it ahead and I want it to be very organized. I always like to leave some space on the cable. I don't like it to be super tight, because if you want to change pedals, and I'll probably will during the pedal board's life, I want to have room for another pedal. So if the pedal has, for example, jacks on top or jacks on the bottom, I want to be able to connect it. Here I'm doing cable to measure. So I checked out the length, I cut with a little slack, and now I'm putting the plugs. This is really easy to make with these cables. Okay, so I got it all nice and tight. Every patch cable is done. It's been 3 hours now since I've done this, but it's getting really beautiful. I didn't use an Evidence Audio here from the control to the line 6 because it doesn't make sense. It's not an audio connection, so I'm not spending an expensive cable on there. So I just used the Harley Benton one I had laying around. Let's go for the power. All assembled. Let's hope for the moment of truth and check out if it all plugs in. Are you ready? Yay! It's all turning on at first. Great. I couldn't use the Walrus Audio here because this needs 1 milliamp. Otherwise it doesn't power up. So I need it to be on its own power supply, which is kind of a bum because I need to have an AC adapter, but it is what it is. Let's play it. I have this bypass mute function engaged, so when I bypass it, I'm straight to the amp. Now, with the Octaswitch, I can engage or disengage pedals at a time. So I have the fuzz section on loop 1 if I'm on instant access. And if you want to know more, please go and watch the video about the Carl Martin Octaswitch, so I don't have to explain it. But on loop 1, I engage and I'm on instant access instead of being on presets. So on loop 1 I engage loop 1, which means I have the Copenhagen bender and the silver machine. So now they are both off. Or I can have the silver machine. If I turn it off, all loops are off. On loop number 2, I have my drive section, so the melody and the full tone GT500. At the moment the melody is on, so when I turn loop 2 on, if I turn on the GT500, if I turn up loop 2, I have no distortion on. On loop 3, I have my super ego because I want to have it available to be modulated. The super ego is kind of a drone stuff. So I can hold the chord and I have control of it. I want to have it before the modulation, so I can have, for example, the super ego going into my phaser, for example, which is the one that is all on at the moment. So or I can put it into the tremolo, for example. Or I can put it into the vibe. Man, this vibe is incredible. And I'm still getting used to where the loops are. On loop number 5, well, yeah, 5, I have my boost section, which is the Jive by Jupiter Effects and the EB10 by Walrus Audio. The Jive is kind of a tape emulator boost that kind of distorts. It's a great always on pedal. So the jive is great, for example, if I have a drive, an overdrive pedal like the Melody, and I have it set here. And I want to boost it, I just click on the jive and it makes it louder and a little more distorted. And I also have the Walrus Audio Dip 6 compressor before everything. And I can use it to overdrive the Melody or the GT500, for example, a little more. So just the Melody on its own. With the Dip 6. So I get a little more compression and a little more sustain. Lovely. Then on loop 6 I have my delay llama pedal. It's one of my favorite delays because it stays behind the mix. And I usually use it as this preset, so one repeat, kind of slow. Love it with the Octafuzz Silver Machine. A little modulation by the Retro Vibe. I think I'll move the modulation section to loop number 1 because I prefer modulation going into fuzz. But that's for another episode, I won't bother you with this. And I also use the jam pedals, delay llama, like this, as a slapback, so... This is just really great. Hear it without it. With it. I love it. I have reverb on loop number 7, which is my Surfy Industries Surfy reverb. I have it there, and I have the Surfy trem on top of it because it was the only way I could be able to put it there. So it's a cool spring reverb, a real spring reverb, so there's a real spring reverb tank inside, and then there's a very wet preset here. And then on loop 8 I have the M9, and the M9 has all my effects, so if you're interested in knowing about the M9, it's such a complete beast. I love the M series by Line 6. But I have a Leslie here. Let me turn the reverb with shorter. I prefer the delay. And the Electro-Harmonics control allows me, for example, to set it to fast Leslie or slow Leslie. So this is really great. I'll probably do an episode on the control knob because it's so powerful with the Line 6. But basically you can start 2 presets, and with the Line 6 it's super easy. You move it into control 1, you set up a preset, you change it to 2, and you set the preset and it's saved. So for example, on the auto swell echo, so on the auto swell, I have now a preset that swells slowly on expression 2 and it swells fast on expression 1. So hear it. On tube delay, I have a slapback. And on expression 2, I have just more mix, so a subtle effect. You can even set it higher. So if I want those rockabilly slapbacks. If I wanted less, one repeat delay. This is louder, this is quieter. Basically it, just small nuances. And then I have my bass here, so I can record loops. So you can understand why I have this controller and why I don't have like my Boss ES8 here, because I don't need presets. I need to be able to take pedals off the equation and turn them on when I want them, so I can have a cleaner signal path and I can have a better signal path. Well, that's it. I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope you have liked the show. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this new pedal board build, if you think it was an improvement, and let me know what you use and what other suggestions you have. I always love to hear your comments. I want to thank Evidence Audio for sending me the cables and the plugs so I could build this board, this epic board. Also to Walrus Audio for all the pedals that they gave me, and the power supply, the Genius power supply, and Carl Martin for the Octaswitch. Well, since I'm at it, I have to thank Jam Pedals for the pedals they gave me, Russ Effects, Jupiter Effects, and Surfy Industries. A lot of pedals I have here were given to me by the builders, and I'm really, really thankful. You know, you can support the show by becoming a patron or contributing to the tip jar on PayPal. And if you're interested in guitar or vocal lessons with me, just send me an email or a direct message via Instagram or Facebook, and we'll deal with it from there. Please don't forget to visit my reverb.com store, where I have some of the gear I review here in the show, but I can't afford to keep. Hope you liked it. We'll see each other next week. Bye-bye.